Hopefully y'all can hear me. And it's been a while, but guess what today is? Well, you probably know from the title. That is right. It is Long Ride Tuesday. Ew! It's been a hot minute since I got a Long Ride Tuesday. And, well, I'm in the desert, so I can do it again. Got a big old fat route on deck today. First up is making my way to the salty shoreline of the Salton Sea. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to see it or not, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get to the shore of the Salton Sea today. And since it's Long Ride Tuesday, I thought, what an excellent opportunity to try out the Chorus bike computer, AKA insanely long battery life. So that's the plan today. Testing out this Chorus battery life and seeing if we can see that smelly, salty coast. Let's go! Jamming. Freight train. We out here nowhere. 1 hour down. I've got 18 miles in. Hit the flash flood area. That's not scary. Long ways from nowhere. Yeah, and Chorus bike computer has not flinched. Still holding 91%. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something special about rugged places. How much I enjoy them, how fun they are. Like, man, this place is freaking rad. Road surface is not the greatest. The views can be kind of all the same almost, but it's a wild landscape. I mean, look at this. I freaking love it. Just a big old adventure Long Ride Tuesday. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to be doing it when I am. This is not something you want to ride during summer and 110 degrees, so I'm getting really lucky right now. It's supposed to be 80s today, but with this cloud cover, yeah, I think it's going to be just perfect weather for riding today. 15, 16 miles to the good old salty sea, salted sea, smelly sea, everything dead water. Yeah, views! Yeah, you're on your own out here. Good luck. Mile 36. Well, for that sign, not me. I know it's super hard to tell. I was really hoping today was going to be a clear day. Unfortunately, it's super hazy today because right here you can see the Salton Sea, but it's hard enough for me to see it because of the haze, so it's gonna be hard for you guys to see it. But right here, this whole thing, yeah, that out there is the Salton Sea. On a clear day, it looks super rad from up here in Akatia, but today's not that day. It's pretty crazy to think though, like from Borrego down to where we're going is only about 30 miles and some change, but there's like nothing in between. As soon as you leave Borrego, you're just out here, no man's land. Okay, let's get down.
Can't see the wood for the trees. Somebody please crack a window for me. It's so stuffy, I can hardly breathe. Let the light in. Smell that sweet smell of oxygen from the outside in. I dip my toes in. Fresh soil, fresh mud. Let me drink like a fish from this flash flood. Taste fresh blood
wild. Absolutely wild. There she is. Salton Sea. That is a hell of a hike. I am not gonna hike down there to look at and smell some nasty water. So, but I made it. 33.97 miles, averaging 18.8, 817 feet climbed. No idea what all these buildings are. There's just a bunch of tagged up, beat down buildings. I'm assuming it had something to do with Salton Sea at one point in time, way back in the day probably, when you could actually go in the water. Trippy. It's kind of super eerie, I'm not gonna lie. As most of you know by now, I have swapped out my bike computer for the Coros Dura, and I'm just kind of giving her a good old test run today. Now, the main highlight of this thing is its absolutely insane battery life. 120 hours on a single charge, and it's got solar panel on it. And as somebody who rides stupid long miles, and for 25 I have some big bike packing plans and possibly some races, having a bike computer that has 120 hours of battery life is phenomenal, especially for somebody like myself who makes content and always has to charge things. One less thing to charge I will take all day. Absolutely love that. I started out this ride this morning at 91%. I've been riding for close to 2 hours and have lost 0.5% of battery life. That is mind-blowing. My battery consumption so far is 1.5%, and I've gained 1% with the solar. So for 2 hours, I've lost 0.5% of battery life. And for a long ride Tuesday, I wanted to really test out the battery life of the Coros Dura. The other thing I really love is their ecosystem with their Coros app. Like I've talked about with the Pace Pro, the Coros Dura and their app, it's like seamless. It's super quick to navigate through the app, but it's also super quick to upload routes, save your route at the end of the day. I'll throw that video up now of at the end of the day and how quick it saves this big of a ride. Course has done a really good job with this bike computer if I've gone 2 hours and lost 0.5%. I mean, it is not even the most sunny day. It is partly cloudy and like hazy out today. So imagine what it would get on a full sunny day out in the desert. Would be mind-blowing. So for bike packers, ultra racers, I think it's phenomenal. Just not having to worry about your battery, not having to worry about uploading your route, not worrying about your route getting saved. Yeah, insane. We're gonna keep testing this thing out today, but 0.5% of battery loss in 2 hours, blown. Love it. Salton Sea check. That was kind of uneventful, but we made it. Now I'm gonna head back to Borrego, but I'm gonna take the long way. It's gonna be a different route, so let's get it that way.
This is hard.
She said don't call my phone on a Friday night, but I never did listen. So I'ma hit you now on a FaceTime, and I know you won't miss it. Girl, I know you waited, you ain't know for me. You only wanna tell.
Who wants to ride the highway? Yay! Okay. Okay, I gotta take the highway. Okay, I gotta take the highway to get to the road to get back towards Borrego. And I'm taking a different way, so I have a little jaunt down the highway before I hang a right and start working my way back. Woo! Anybody wanna play Frogger?
To the soul with me, things didn't work in the past life. That doesn't mean that I won't try. She said, stop it. You always let me down when I want you. I can't help it, but I can't let you forget me.
All right, Made it to the Salton Sea, check. Survived 11 miles of highway, check. Now, 40 miles of gradual climbing back to Borrego through the desert. Yoo-hoo! You know what time it is. Time for a little snack. Look how smooth this road is. Butters. Let's hope it stays like that the rest of the way, because there's been some really rough stuff. Okay, I gotta eat.
Girl, I take back all the lies and the side. Girl, I try. Let's remember all the times that we did have. And the times I made you laugh when you sat up on my lap. And the borders wasn't packed cause of COVID. Back and forth we go, that ain't all she wrote.
3 hours, 45 minutes in of ride time, 70.5 miles. Let's check our battery life on this Coros Dura, huh? Let's go. Battery usage. According to this, 90.7% of battery life left. Yeah, we haven't burned much battery at all. I was doing really good till we hit like the bottom of this climb, really. It's like 13 miles left, but it's just gradual climbing and it feels like it is roasting. It feels like it's 90 degrees all of a sudden. Here's what we're dealing with. Brutal headwind for the last 13 miles. Still got 7 more miles of headwind.
Yeah, you try moving far, I try moving on. I can't let you forget me. She said.
Well, that ride went from really good to really crap real quick. Yeah, everything was good and enjoyable till I got to that last climb, I guess, kind of. 3 hours ago, basically. Spent 3 hours in a frickin' headwind that was so strong that as soon as you stop pedaling, the bike stopped moving. I got like 1.5 miles to the turn, and I just turned around on the climb because it was just too much. It just kept getting windier. So, yeah, I turned around, and then I don't know if that was a good idea or a bad idea, because then I had to go back like 5 or 6 miles to turn left to go back to town, and then from town it was only like, from that turn to town was like only like 10 miles, and it took me over an hour to go those 10 miles because the headwind was so crazy. Ride stats ended up with 98 miles, 5 hours and 42 minutes riding, 17.2 mile per hour average, 3,448 feet of climbing, blah blah blah. All I care about is how much battery is left. So I still have 90.6% battery. That is frickin' wild. For 5 hours of riding, I've used 5.7% of my battery, but I gained almost 5%. My solar gain was 4.9, my total consumption was 5.7, so all in all, minus 0.08% on the battery. I started with 91% this morning when I left, and I have 90.6 left on the battery. I am not making that up. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Coros absolutely has crushed what bike computers should be doing for battery life. That just blows my mind. That basically a 5-hour ride and I still have 90% battery when I started on 91%. And also how quick this almost 100-mile ride uploaded to their Coros app. I've had computers in the past when you've done 100-mile rides and it takes forever to upload. Yeah, this is just nuts. Super stoked on this. I think this is just going to be such a great tool to have for big bike packing
and some long races and long recon rides and the things I do. Wild. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I don't know what I got. I basically stopped filming after I started getting my butt kicked trying to ride through the wind. I am absolutely freaking wrecked and I need to eat like 20 burritos. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.